Hi, Susie here with your Namaspa Nugget. Let's look at wrists. So Vinyasa yoga can be very challenging with folks that come into the practice with wrist soreness. And students who are practicing for the first time over time might also feel wrist soreness develop. So what we're going to look at are those two things: how to prevent wrist soreness from happening, and then what to do if you already have sore wrists. So first of all, I want you to look at your hands and see these knuckles that are on your hand right below your fingers. So it's right where your fingers attach onto your palms. Those are the knuckles we want to press into the mat. And specifically, we want to press into the triad, the first two knuckles and the thumb knuckle. Those we want to press down into the mat. You could even lift the pinky side of your hand up, and that will help straighten your wrists. But what you don't want to do is to press into the pinky edge side. And I see this all the time, where students have their hands on the mat and their inside of their hands are bubbling up. That you could put, and I often do, put my fingers right underneath those fingers of their hand. You want to instead press those first two knuckles and the thumbs into the mat and align your first fingers straight forward. So your first fingers are in line with your shoulders. That's going to take pressure off of your wrists, and it's going to keep them healthy. Now, what to do if you already have wrist soreness? Well, the thing that brings pressure on the wrist is putting them at a 90-degree angle. We do that a lot in this practice. In plank pose, up dog can be even more than 90 degrees. Of course, handstands or crow. So what can you do? Well, one thing you could do is come to your forearms. If we just do something where we're keeping the wrist straight, there's no pain, there's no aggravation. So forearm plank can work. That can also work in down dog. You can also use blocks. 2 blocks on either side where I'm grabbing the edges of the blocks help to keep the wrist straight. You can also use fists and put fists down on your mat. So anything that helps to keep the wrist straight is going to help and keep a non-aggravating pressure on the wrist. As you practice, you can start playing with increasing that angle. But if you start feeling pain or aggravation again, then just go more toward straight. In up dog, that might mean you're not going toward a full up dog. Maybe it means you're just doing a cobra and keeping your hands more in front of you. Again, I'm modifying so that I keep my wrists straight. So press into the triads on your mat and keep the wrist as straight as possible to take off any pressure if you're feeling pain. That's your Namaspa Nugget. I'll see you on your mat.